matter of fact. Had a great weekend. My weekend was over, and we redid my antenna. We put the wire up. I had one corner that was low on the loop, and he had his air cannon, or whatever you want to call that thing. He shot a line up over the tree, so the whole loop is about 45 to 50 feet up now, and I put new ladder line on it. I had 250 ohm, and I had 350 ladder on it. Doing great, and hopefully it performs well. It's the first time I've used the balance line tuner, and setting on this tuner and a half. But everything seems to be happy. So we had a great weekend, and it's a great day here today. 74 degrees and light breeze. It's going to be down into the 50s tonight, and much better weather this night. So that's what's going on here in the plateau. 88 and 9 of these three viewers.
That's interesting, Dave, because my son's also a ham, but he only has his tech ticket, and I've been after him for years to go for the general because his whole background is electronics, and he brings to the general like a hot knife through butter. But he worked in the shop.
We're somewhere around there, $700 a day. Something like that, yeah.
I've seen them cheaper, you know, but that 1 amp you're talking about, at the tubes it'll play.
Well, yeah, I know. That's that P-mod.
Devin, and good to hear you. I'll look at my meter on the over, but I hear you just fine.
Well, thank you. I'm running an old FTDX 3000 and a headset, Yamaha CM500 headset, and just barefoot, 90 watts. And I just added loop, another loop. I changed the configuration. It's a triangular now, delta loop, horizontal, at about 50 feet. It's 40-meter loop, using without any tuner. It's resident at this frequency. So, you give me a call sign, please, and the working condition.
Yes, sir. I'm running here 100 watts. My call sign is November 1, Whiskey, India, Bravo, and I'm in Berlin, Connecticut, Devin, and you're in the red. You're a 9+ here. Good signal and very good on the loop. I'm a loop guy. If I could put up any antenna on any band, it would be a loop. Easy to put up. Get a little gain usually, and it'll take some weather and stuff like that, and it's better than having a beam on my roof. So very good on the beam, and I think it's a three-way beam, a delta loop. Am I correct?
That's correct. Three-side delta loop. It's horizontal. Actually, I had that as a square loop. Well, not square, more like a rhombus, a diamond-shaped, equal sides, and then the angles were 105 and 70 degrees. And I had that configuration because in 10 meters and 15 meters, it has very sharp lobes with like 6 dBd gains. So I was working on 10 meters. It beat my hex beam all the time in the direction where the lobes were. But it was not so good on 20 meters, and 40 was okay. So I just changed it about half an hour ago. You are my first QSM on the triangular, 3 sides almost equal, and horizontal. And let's see, I'm fading on the northwest side, and the other corners are northeast and southwest. November 1, Whiskey India Bravo, Kilo 1, Delta Sierra Kilo. By the way, you're solid S9 here. Go ahead.
Okay, very good. Yeah, you're in the red, and are you running any power?
Oh, no power, just 90 watt, 90.
Yeah, I think you may have told me there. I've got so many scribbles here and stuff. Well, I'll tell you, I love it. That's the antenna I would put up. This antenna does very good. This is a 40-meter wire antenna with about 3.5 to 6 dB gain in all directions on 20. But it does very well here, but if I had to put up another antenna, I would put up a delta loop. So you're the answer to my prayers. Now, if you can tell me the total length of that of that delta loop, I think you said it was equally spaced out on each of the three sides. What is the length of that loop altogether?
Total length is 140 feet. 140 feet. And the SWR on 40 meters is 1.1, 1.2. On 20 meters, about 150 kilohertz.
Come on, I got headphones on.
150, it's about 1.2, but it goes to about 1.7 at 14,350. If I had a choice, I could have moved a little on the higher side, then I'll lose 40 meters. 15 also, same thing, about 1.3, 1.4. At 20 meters, it's about 1.5. So for 100 watts, I don't have to use any tuner for this antenna. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, I've got headphones on and somebody's tuning up right here. Well, very good, very good. Now, if this antenna, I was just surprised that this antenna did so good here. I'm just running 100 watts here, by the way, and I'm in Berlin, Connecticut. But that's the antenna that you have. I would put up. Is it a manufactured antenna, or did you make it? Stop tuning up. I have headphones on. If you haven't tuned up yet, something's the matter, please. I very rarely get upset.
Yeah, tuning throughout the QSO, I missed everything, Larry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why can't people go 3 or 4 kilohertz off the frequency and tune. Well, that's the way it is. Sorry, I missed what you said about the loop. Go ahead.
Is it a manufactured loop, or is it something that you made homemade?
Oh, everything I have is home-brewed here. I don't buy any commercial antennas. I just keep experimenting with the loops and antennas and wires. I have several antennas here. I have a 40-meter end-fed half-wave also, just for 40 meters. That's on a different radio setup. I have a end-fed for 80 and 160. I have a hex beam, and I built the end-feds are home-built Anants, and I have one spare end-fed, different wires cut for 10 meters, 12 meters, 15, 17, 20, separate wires. So I keep comparing them with the other antenna, hex beam, and this antenna. And it's a lot of fun. You learn a lot of things. Trying different configurations, horizontal, vertical, inverted L, sloper. In my experience, the best antennas are the first choice, loop antenna, horizontal. Second, a dipole. And of course, for lower bands, I think 160 meter inverted L will be pretty good. I don't have that. So just playing with these. And I keep playing with the audio also. It's a very inexpensive Yamaha CM500 headset, about $50. Go ahead.
Yeah, he's right on this frequency, and he just keeps on tuning and tuning and tuning. You know, and I'm running a nice headset here, and I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I can't believe that people would be that stupid or that negligent to do that. So yeah, very very nice. Now it's very good. You said that on this band it outdid your hex beam.
No, not on this band. When I had as a rhombic antenna, 40-meter rhombic, that means 140 feet of wire, each side equal, but the two angles, the one acute, one obtuse. So when I was working on 10 meters and 15 meters, on those bands, the loop antenna outperforms the hex beam. But unfortunately, you cannot rotate the loop. So the loops were northeast, which was going to Europe, and southwest. I could talk to Hawaii or even Australia, and on the 10 meters. Go ahead.
Hang on. How terrible. It's right on this frequency, too. He's not just off. He's right on. much gain do you think you've got on that little delta loop, Devin?
On 10 meters, when I did the simulation on easy neck, towards the main lobe, it has about 5.5 dBd gain. It acted like a 3-element Yagi. On this band, I don't think there's any gain. Well, I have not tried this delta loop yet. Maybe in one direction it may have a couple dB gain. But other directions, well, 40 meters at the height of 50 feet, it's omnidirection. So there's no gain. And the angle is also about 40-degree takeoff angle. So it's not good for DX, but for local NVIS and maybe up to Midwest, 1,000 miles, they'll do really well. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, very good. Very good. Okay. All righty. And I'm listening to the accent, and I have a degree in world history and cultures and stuff, and I always love to guess the accent. So I've been listening for a little while, and I can't pin down the accent, but I'm not going to give up.
Well, Larry, this is my favorite game. Whenever anyone talks about the accent, so I'll give you a hint. I've been here for about 48 years in this country. I came when I was 24, and now I'm 72. I'll be 72 in 10 days. And my accent has changed quite a bit. I was a professor here at UConn, and traveling and living here, it's more like American soup. So I'll give you 3 chances to guess. I'll tell you that about 2% people guess first time, and about maybe 10% in 3 tries, and 90% guess completely wrong. So you have 3 chances, my friend. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I almost hear like an Indian accent, but it's not Indian accent, and it almost has some Slavic accent. So I'm looking at a map in my brain, and I'm somewhere between India and Hungary, somewhere in there, but I'm probably totally off.
I think you will be totally correct. Your first guess is just on the point. I grew up in India till I was 24, and then moved to the States in 1976. So, yes, you get A++, my friend.
Okay. All right. Yeah, very good. Very good. Very good for you, and very good for India. All the touchy-feel-good woke people, you blow them out of the water. They always say we're prejudiced, and the reason that they can't advance is because, white people are terrible and evil and stuff like that. But the Indian people blow that theory right out of the water, don't they?
Well, a lot depends on the personality, culture. I describe Indian people as like water. Whatever you mix in, you mix in the milk, or the drink, or alcohol, or they just blend in. Wherever you take them, they just fit in. You want to find people who are prejudiced, you'll find them. You want to find people who are very nice and very culturally very flexible, you'll find them. So it's all what you're looking for. I can tell you one thing. I've been here 48 years, and believe me or not even once in my lifetime I had a negative experience about race or culture or anything. What do you say to that? Go ahead.
KB1HY.
Yeah, hi KB1HY. I hope you're not the guy that's been tuning up.
I've been hearing him also. Nope, KB1HY. We're in New Hartford, Connecticut. Over.
Okay, yeah, very good, because very few things upset me. I'm the nicest guy, but I'm having a nice QSO, and this guy's right on frequency. Did you hear him tuning up?
Yes, I did. I was listening, and he was covering me up a little bit sometimes, but you were making it through. Name is Peter, and we're up here in New Hartford, Connecticut, up in the northwest corner. Go ahead, I'll continue, and I'll hop in a second.
Okay, yeah, very good. Could you hear Peter?
Oh, yeah, good copy on Peter. Peter, is you still there? Hello.
Yep, I don't
Good
have
evening.
either call sign. I know you're in Berlin.
Got it there.
The other gentleman,
Yeah,
and
so...
call here is KB1HY, and let me send it over to you, and I'll get the call sign.
When I came here in
I'll jot it down
1976,
here, over.
Hang on.
I was in grad school. I came as an immigrant in 76 because they had opened up after civil rights, they opened up the field for professionals. So I had a master's degree in pharmacy at that time. And when I came here, very first few months, I had so many friends, Thanksgiving, Christmas, all holidays I spent with families, never by myself. Go ahead.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, Peter's in here too. We'll get it. We'll let him in. We'll have a three-way here. But it is my frequency. I'm kidding. I love that part of the state, Devin. I went to school up around there. My father used to take me up there to the UConn basketball games out in '70. So I watched guys like Wes Balasuknia and Toby Kimball and people like that, Bill Holowati. And I just love that part of the state is untouched. When you get into Putnam County, do you go into Putnam County at all, Devin?
Yeah, we like this area, the whole area, the northeastern Connecticut. It's very quiet, open, beautiful. I mean, if you are used to urban areas, it's nothing much to do for you. But it depends, you know. We've been in this house since 1987. And we lived in the neighborhood before that for 3 years. Especially for ham radio, it's awesome. I got couple acre property, a lot of tall trees. All my antennas in trees. Even the hex beam is mounted on a tree at 50 feet. So I just shoot an arrow and pull some fishing line and wires and pulleys. And there you go. It's a ham radio heaven here. And we like the openness, quietness, and just go hiking and all those things. Like to go, I'll travel a lot. We travel a lot. Love to go to different cities, different countries, different states, but for a limited time. Happy to be home. And 1 Whiskey India Bravo, Kilo 1 Delta Sierra Kilo.
Okay, real quick, I want to get Peter in here. Yeah, if you get into Putnam County is a goof. The first time I went in there, I couldn't believe it. The accent in Putnam County it's a Yankee accent. It's a New England accent, and it's not even a Massachusetts accent. It's almost like a down east accent. Well, the first time I heard it, I said, "Where are you from, Maine?" No, I'm from here. You know, it's unbelievable. Peter, come on in.
Okay, very good. And 1 Whiskey India Bravo, KB1HY, and I'll have to get Devin's call there in a second. And I find the conversation interesting. I'll check my log. I got the name of Larry there in Kensington. And don't look like we've worked before. But thanks for letting me in. Again, we're in New Hartford in the northwest part of the state, like Devin is in the northeast part of the state. I'm copying everybody very, very well. Running about 100 watts. ICOM 7300 to a homebrew 40 meter dipole, and was just tuning it across and found the interesting conversation, and I like what he's trying to pick up on Devin's accent, and you hit it right on the head, being of Indian descent. But everybody's got a good signal here. Hey Devin, give me your call sign please, and I'm going to jot it down here for a second. Back to you, Devin. Can I get your call sign please, over?
Yes, Peter. Good evening to you. Call sign is Kilo 1 Delta Sierra Kilo. Kilo 1 Delta Sugar Kilo. K1DSK. And you're pretty strong here. Good copy. 5859. No problem. And I was telling Larry, I'm running about 90 watts into a delta loop, horizontal, at 50 feet. A 40 meter delta loop. So that's the story here. And talking about accents is my favorite topic because especially on ham radio one get exposed to so many accents internationally and locally. I mean, you go from state, like you were saying, Eastern Connecticut, I grew up in India till I was 24. We have 24 different languages, and some of them have different scripts, as different as English, Chinese, or Arabic. I cannot even read. And there are more than 600 dialects. And then within dialects, there are accents. So when I was a kid, about 5 years old, we could tell where the person is from, which village the person comes from, because there are subtle accent differences. And here also in Connecticut, you are close to New York, close to Boston, Center, and Northeastern, and that's where I heard the term swap Yankee first time. Go ahead, Larry.
Yeah, accents are fascinating. Even American accents. And I often wondered, when did they start? How did they start? Were they here in the well? We know they were here in the Civil War, but my question was always, were they here before that? And the answer to that, after doing a lot of research, a lot of degrees, they were here. And the one thing that I did find, there was only 2 autobiographies of the American Revolution through that whole war. One was kept by a 13-year-old who, when he entered the war, he ran away from his home here in Connecticut. His name is, I can't remember his name right now. And the other one is a German soldier named Johann POTA. And he writes a very interesting autobiography of his trips through America and the Revolution. Joseph Plum Martin is the 13-year-old. By the time he got out, 7 years later, he was all grown up and knew George Washington personally because he carried a lot of the secret letters into Connecticut because he knew all the roads in Connecticut. But he said his first year or second year, like at Valley Forge, with all the troops were there from the Carolinas and everything. He said he had a hard time understanding people from Pennsylvania and the Carolinas and Virginia. So George Washington probably spoke just like Robert E. Lee.
Okay, KB1HY, I'll take it. Okay, very good. Well, that, people say that I have an accent. I've been born and raised here in Connecticut, lived in New Britain for many, many years. You're next town over from you there, Larry. And a quick funny story, I was working for a satellite TV company, and we had a number of Polish installers working for us. And we got to a location, and we're all talking, and the girl says to us, she says, where are you from? And I says, well, they're from Poland. She goes, but no, where is your accent from? My accent, she says, I knew the other guys have an accent, but she says, I couldn't place your accent. And I says, geez, I was born and raised in New Britain, Larry, over.
Right. Well, of course, I was born in New Britain. I was born right near the synagogue that made, right next door to the synagogue that made national news last year or the year before. Some woman lit it on fire on Winter Street. But moved quickly to Newington, Connecticut, lived pretty close to the American Relay. But the accent that I pick up in New Britain is the accent where they say New Britain, and they say it, New Britain, like that, New Britain, like that. But it has its own little accent, too. But those accents are fascinating how to get it. And I'll tell you, the New York accent irritates me. The Philadelphia accent. My family came here from Tuscany, northern Italy in 1903, and I go visit my cousins in Philadelphia. And that Philadelphia accent is, what a whiny accent. Auntie Rose, whiny, the whiners. But the down east accent I like. I take a down east accent. But if you've been in Connecticut, Peter, have you ever been to Norwich, Connecticut?
Yeah, I have, and some of those picked up the Rhode Island accent from that side. Is that correct, or maybe I'm wrong?
Yeah, absolutely. They have more of a New England accents, I think, than anybody. They're from Norwich, and but you get up into Putnam County, and they're from. I would hear people like on the ham radio. I go, "Where are you in Putnam County?" They say, and I said, "Oh, I thought you were going to say like Bangor, Maine." You get up into Putnam County, and it's unbelievable. And then you get into Harford County, and you never hear it at all. But they are fascinating. You know, it is. But I always wondered, and there's nowhere where if I went into the computer and said, when did these accents come in? But I had to figure it out myself, and they were there in the American Revolutionary War.
Kilo Echo 2, Charlie Bravo.
Yeah. Echo 2, Charlie Bravo. Come on in.
It's Kilo Echo 2, Charlie Bravo. This is Dominic again. I played with my settings. I wanted to see what you thought on the FTDX10.
Okay, it's better, Dominic. A little bit more audio in there. Yes, sir. I'm glad you came back. We'll give you a report from a couple other guys. Dominic came in here about a half an hour ago now, and he has a DX10, I believe, and his audio is really, really low. You were an S4 before, so come on back. I'll give you a report now.
Yeah, this is Kilo Echo 2, Charlie Bravo in New York, and just trying to check out this radio, learn it. It's new.
Yeah, you've got more audio this time, but we'll let the other guys. You want to get back to Dominic?
Yeah, I'll pick him up, then I'll send it over to Devin. KA2, Charlie Bravo. Good afternoon. KB1HY, name is Peter, up in New Hartford, Connecticut, up in the northwest corner. And you got you about 5'9", a little bit above, and the audio sounds pretty decent there, Dominic. Over.
Well, I appreciate that. Like I said, just learning this radio, there's a lot of settings and a lot of stuff to learn, and just trying to get through it. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem at all. I'll send it over to you, Devin. And Devin, hey, you and I got a contact way back from 2018 on 6 meters. That's our only contact until today. Go ahead, Devin, over.
Okay, hello, Dominic. This is Devin, Kilo 1 Delta Sierra Kilo. I'm in northeastern Connecticut. You're about 5556 here, and 100% copy, fully understandable. The only comment I would have is it's a little bassy. So when you get to the menus, EQ1, EQ2, and EQ3, they have 3 parameters: frequency, bandwidth, and level. So on EQ1, decrease the level by a couple dBs, and on EQ3, increase the level by maybe 3 dB, and that will give you much better audio. You're still understandable right now, but that'll give you a little punch. Go ahead, please.
Oh, QSL, yeah, I'll get back in there. I'll mess around with you guys talk, and then I'll try to come back if you don't mind and see how it sounds.
Yes, do that. And also what you can do is, if you have a headset or a headphone, put it in monitor mode. You can use the monitor feature and listen to yourself. And also in the menu, you can put the screen in the audio mode. And that'll give you the spectrum of your own audio. You can see, you should fill the whole spectrum. So good luck, Dominic. Nice meeting you. K2, Charlie Bravo, Kilo 1 Delta Sierra Kilo.
No, I appreciate that. And the call sign is Kilo Echo 2, Charlie Bravo, just for verification.
Yes, Kilo Echo 2. Thank you.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, so come on back, keep playing with it. Yeah, I get to play with all the latest and greatest radios over at the American Radio Relay League. And FTX10 is a wonderful radio, but it's a little tricky in the menu, you know. But some of those radios can really drive you crazy. Everybody always asks me when they find out I play with all those radios and stuff. They say, what do you think? What do you think? And I tell them all, they are all wonderful. They all hear wonderfully. Most of them, you can make them sound great. But whatever those things that you like in a radio, you got to find them because they will drive you crazy if you don't like certain things. So there you go. Anyways, I'm going to take a little break here. I'm going to go outside, check on my cat here. I will be back. Hopefully you guys will be talking here, but I got to go outside for just a little bit and grab the mail and do a few things. N1WIB, I'll be back.
Larry, quick question. What do you do at the league, over?
I don't. Well, I was actually born in Newington, so you know where the American Radio Relay League. Age here is 70. What's the age there, Peter?
Yeah, I'm 71 in April, and I retired from working at the league. Over.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just go into the radio room. Who did Joe? I see Joe in there. I go in. I usually pick up something. I'm working on my extra. I picked up the extra book. And I go in the radio room, and I know Joe, and I stop in there maybe twice a year, see what kind of radios. I was playing with the big Kenwood and the big 101 there the last time I was in there.
Okay, very good. Yeah, I know Joe very well. I worked there a long time ago, from 1990 to almost 2000. Then I left and did a whole bunch of other things, and went back for about another year, then finally retired. So I'll let you run. And nice to meet you here today. Maybe we'll see you again. I had a very good friend, Ron, and when JBH used to live on right off the Chamberlain Highway, but he moved to Florida now, so I was always down in the Kensington area. I don't know. Did you know Ron and when JBH, Larry over?
Oh, Ron, it's not off the top of my head, no.
Yeah, he was on Hickory Hill Road, over.
Okay, I'm not familiar with that.
Okay, no problem. I'll let you run. And I'll let you say goodbye to Devin. We'll hang out here for a little bit till it's dinner time, over.
Yeah, I'll be back. But one of the things about all those radios, aren't they? They're all wonderful. If you've been in ham radio for a while, you know what it was like to have radios drifting, a new radio, and it's drifting. And I used to call the Kenwoods the driftwoods. Everybody had a Kenwood. It was a great radio, but boy, did they drift. So they are wonderful. But whatever, if you've been in ham radio for a while, there's things about a radio that you got to have. Some people it's a scope, some people it's this, it's that, and whatever. If you're a CW person, whatever that is. But they're all wonderful, but they're not cheap. They definitely aren't cheap. I see where that Kenwood 890, which out of all of them, that's the one I would take. This one here is a 7600. I've had it for years. I love it. Except my next radio has to have a DVI out because I'm 70 and I got to stick my glasses on to look at the S meter and give you an S meter reading. And I would love to have a nice monitor here. It was replaced by the 7610, and there were a couple of things on that radio I hated. I was so disappointed. Anyways, let me go. N1WIB, I'll be back.
Okay, 7-3. Back over to you, Devin. K1DSK, KB1HY.
Yeah, Peter, a lot of different topics. Well, let's talk about radios. Radios, I think, top 10 or 15 radios. Besides personal choice of which knob you want to push or you want to click and mouse, quality-wise, they're all really excellent. Operation-wise, you will never be able to tell the difference between the audio quality and the receive quality, the transmit receive. They're all just amazing. Only thing is, depending on, what your preference is, you can fly in a Cessna plane, two-seater, or you can fly F-18, or you can fly a Boeing. They'll all take you there. What kind of fun you're going to have it depends on what kind of things you like to do. Some people like stick shift cars, some like automatic. So there's something for everyone. And then next round I'll tell you some good stories about accents. KB1HY, K1DSK.
Yeah, K1DSK, KB1HY, exactly. Like I tell the new ham when I used to get people interested is that you can get on the radio and have fun with any radio. It doesn't have to be the latest and the greatest. A lot of people say, oh, ham radio is very expensive to get into, and it could be. But, you can pick up an older Kenwood or an older Heath kit, and, as long as it's working and functioning, it's going to do the same thing, transmit and receive. But like you said, it's what you're looking for and what the radio can do. I had this IC7300 here for many, many years now, and probably to me, it's probably one of the best radios that ever came out. as far as functionality and, you know, and that for the price of the money. You know, I had other things way before that, and, you know, older Kenwoods, older ICOMs, Yaesu, and I've been kind of happy with this one here. But sitting right behind me, Devin, is, in fact, I just plugged it in today, is an FTDX 101 MP, and I was first started listening to you guys on that radio there, and I couldn't figure out how to get it to work. I can get it to receive, but for some reason the front panel, all the buttons are inoperable. So I think there's something in there that I got to tell it to unlock it or what. So I says, well, let me unplug that and turn on the 7300, which I know is, you know, always working. But I don't know. I don't know what radio you're using, but the new radio set behind me is the 101NP, which I have to figure out because I just took it out of the box about a half hour, 45 minutes ago. Devin, over.
Well, Peter, congratulations on getting the 101NP. One of the best radios you just acquired. But like, you know, I was telling you about FET. You can't just go and start flying FET. You got to learn how to fly that thing. I know it has a menu system. Right now I'm running a old Yaesu FTDX 3000. It's about 6 years or so. Once in a while I bring it. I do have a ICOM 705, the QRP rig, and I use that with an amplifier here. And that's the same functionality as 7300, except 10 watts out. And my main radio is SDR radio, Apache Lab Anon 7000 DLE, which is just a box, and everything is done on the computer. So very extensive, very, very difficult to learn, but once you learn it, it's by far the best thing in the world. Anyway, everything I use is best. So 101NP, once you get a little comfortable with the menus or get to work with the menus, you'll find that the audio, transmit audio, is just excellent. You can tune it to produce a studio quality audio. And second, on the receive, it has one of the best receivers. You can pick up really, really weak DX stations on that. But that takes some, getting used to it. So congratulations on both ends. So right now, FTDX 3000, 90 watts into a delta loop. So KB1HY, K1DSK.
Okay, K1DSK, KB1HY. Well, very good, and thank you for the good wishes on the radio. Yep, it's like you said, you just can't get in it and fly with it. So I know it's going to be a learning curve. The 7300 is so intuitive that you can plug it in and, just about do anything you want with it right off the top. But, I look at the 101MP, and it is daunting, all the configurations and all that. But I'm going to take the manual. I did take the manual already and started looking through that. I got it up on the computer. I'm going to go through each one and see if I can figure out what's going on there. But to me right now, it's just in a limbo state. Right, try to change bands, push the little buttons, nothing happens. It certainly tunes. There's nothing wrong with tuning it. So it might be something in the function switch or something, but I'll figure it out. But I wanted to get it plugged in and see it lit up, and the power is turned right down to nothing, so I don't want to chance it putting out a signal. But I love the 7300. I also got the other radio. I'm very avid satellite operator. I have a 9700, which I mostly use on satellites, 2 meters, single sideband, and the 7300 basically for HF, and for 6 meters, which probably out of my 3 bands, 6 meters, 40 meters, and satellites is my main operating these days that I do from here. Well, I haven't been here that long. We've been in New Hartford about, it'll be 3 years in August. And prior to that, we were in Burlington, Connecticut, which is not too far from here, but for 25, 26 years. And we sold that and moved up here to this part of Connecticut. Just my wife and myself, of course, got a couple of sons, grandkids, and we kind of like it up here in this part of Connecticut, kind of the opposite side of where you are there, Devin. Excuse me, K1DSK, KB1HY.
Fine, Peter, 100% copy. A couple things. What I found is sometimes, if you go to YouTube, there are so many videos, and people, are interested in making videos. So you pick your radio and just search for audio setting on 101 MP or how to operate. And you'll find that watching few videos can save you a lot of time. Once you get started, then for details, you can get to a manual. Otherwise, reading, from first page to last page gets scary. It's a lot of information. It's easy to forget. And what I do is when I watch YouTube, I get the radio and keep stopping YouTube and keep playing with the radio. That helps quite a bit. And second, well, that's fine. Moving to New Hartford. We've been in Ashford here for, since 1984. So it's 40 years in Ashford. And before that, I was in Stores area. We love it here. Retired from Yukon about 7 years ago. I'd be 72 in 10 days. So, and I've been in radio for about 7 to 8 years. That's about when I was about to retire. As a child, I used to love radios. I built my own shortwave radios with tubes when I was in high school and college, but never got to ham radio. Once you start a job, get married, have kids, suddenly, 20, 30 years of your life just disappear. You don't know where they went. So that's the story. KB1HY, K1DSK.
Yeah, K1DSK, KB1HY. Very good. And find out being there for that many years and enjoying it. I'm looking at your picture here. It looks like you're pretty close to the lake, or maybe you're right on Ashford Lake or whatever lake that may be in the picture of you and your wife. We're not right on the water. We're pretty close to a place called West Hill Lake or West Hill Pond, which is probably about maybe about a half a mile from our house. So we do enjoy going there. There's a small beach where we can utilize, or the grandkids, or anybody can utilize it. But we have a lot of fun up here. So really enjoy it. Devin, I'm going to say 7:03. I'm looking at the time, and I don't know if dinner is ready or I need to cook it. But I was got a quick question. You guys usually get on this frequency there in the afternoon, or was just a chance I just rolled by you guys here today, Devin? K1DSK, KB1HY.
No. I just happened to catch Larry. I don't have regular time, and I don't go to any particular group. There are a lot of groups I stop by, know a lot of people, but I'm not a regular or anything. A lot of things going on here, and I'll tell you, today we became first grandparents. Our first grandchild was born this morning, so we're very excited. We'll be traveling again to Maryland, and that's where my son and his wife live. So I'll get a radio when I get time. And the picture on the QRZ page, that was our 30th wedding anniversary. I've taken my wife to Europe. So that picture is taken in Amsterdam, around those canals. And we went to Amsterdam, we went to Poland, and we went to Germany that trip. So the photo was taken in Europe, in Amsterdam. Go ahead.
Okay. Because I know there's some lakes up there up at Ashford. So I thought maybe you're by there. Very good. Fun on your travels there. and that's my interest. See, I'm of Polish descent, but second generation. Both my mother and father were born here, but their mothers and fathers were all born in Poland, so I guess I'm third generation of Polish descent on this end. So, well, maybe we'll run into you again. If Larry's still listening, I used to spend a lot of time in Berlin since New Britain was the next town over. But congratulations on the new grandson, and probably getting down there to see him, and you'll enjoy that. I have two grandsons, and one's 13 and one is 7. Or going to be 7 here, and they keep us going. So I'll say see you later, and it's been a pleasure. K1DSK, KB1HY, thanks, 7-3.
Okay, Peter, just before you go, have you been to Poland?
Never, ever, ever. Nope.
I tell you, we were in Poland, and we had some friends from here. The woman was from Poland, and the husband was American. So they invited us when we were there. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. We were in Krakow. Nice building, wonderful people, good food. You gotta go. Put it on your bucket list at least once. All right, my friend, with that, I'll say 7-3. Very nice to chat with you. Hope to catch you again. Enjoy your dinner. I'll do the same. Kilo Bravo 1, Hotel Yankee, Kilo 1, Delta Sierra Kilo. Thank you, and 7-3.
Yep, 7-3, and have a good day. KB1HY clear.
Alpha 2 Golf Charlie, Alpha 2 Golf Charlie.
Alpha 2 Golf Charlie, and there's another one, Kilo Echo something. So let me say, this is Kilo 1, Delta Sierra Kilo. Name is Devin. I'm in Ashford, Connecticut. Go ahead, please. Alpha 2 Golf Charlie. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, Devin. The name here is Ted, Tango Echo Delta. I'm located in Lido Beach, which is in Nassau County on the southern border of Long Island. Using a new radio. So I'm curious as to how I sound, Devin.
Well, Ted, sounds very good to me. The audio is good modulation, and the spectrum looks very good. So tell me, what's a radio?
It's a new Yaesu FTDX10. I've been off of the air, or at least for HF, off of the air for maybe 30 years. I had an old Kenwood 440 AT, but started reading about the new technology, so I took the plunge, and I'm having a lot of fun with the radio. I'm just beginning to familiarize myself with the manual.
Ted, you are 5'8" here. Very, very good copy. I'm running a FTDX 3000 older radio. And it's funny. Yesterday, I saw an ad for FTDX 10 and bought it. It should be here later this week. That seems to be a very, very popular radio. What I hear about the radio is excellent, excellent. Only thing is, you just have to get used to the menu system, because like any great thing, there can be complex. The audio, the receiver, all the features are just excellent. So congratulations on that. Alpha 2 Golf Charlie, Kilo 1 Delta Sierra Kilo. Let me see if there's another guy. We can pick him up also at the same time. Kilo Echo Station, you still there?
Yep, it's Kilo Echo 2 Charlie Bravo. I've been talking with you guys, just played with some more settings, seeing how this sounds.
Give me a little more chatter. Dominique, give me one. Talk for a little bit.
Yep, sorry, I had my power level setting down. I was playing on another frequency to try to set this, but just checking to see how this sounds.
This sounds a lot better, much improvement, and anything I say after that will be just nitpicking. Sounds very good. Let me ask Ted also. Ted, Kilo Echo 2, Charlie Bravo. I think he has same FTDX 10. and he was setting his audio. I'll copy him.
Devin, I cannot hear the other station. That's in the noise barely. The state call was Kilo Echo 2. I didn't get the call. Let me turn it back to you, Devin, because I didn't really hear it.
Okay, maybe he's too close to you. Dominique, Ted cannot hear you. Maybe he's too close to you. He also has FTDX10 he's working on. So you sound really good. Much improved audio. Go ahead, Dominique.
Oh, very good. I appreciate that. Thanks for bearing with me and letting me set this thing up. I had a couple other reports in the past, and I've noticed that they were questioning what my call time was, so maybe that was my issue, but if this sounds good, I'll leave her here, and again, I appreciate the help.
Okay, let me ask you a question before you go. And Ted, you can listen to this also. Dominique, on your equalizer, EQ settings, what is the frequency on EQ3?
Bear with me. Let me jump back into that and see if I can tell you.
That's good. And what's the level setting?
EQ3 level setting is 10.
Okay, good. Okay, how about EQ1? What's the frequency and what's the level setting?
Okay, EQ1 is 100 hertz and the level is 10.
Okay, what you do is on EQ1, make it to about 200 and bring down the level to about 3. Did you save that setting?
Yes.
Okay, and now increase your mic gain slightly.
Alright, now my mic gain is on 58. It was on 50.
Okay, 58. Okay, talk to it a little bit.
Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Beautiful. Leave it there. I think it's very good. And also, next time, test the processing also. See what the processing is.
So the proc level is saying 15, 1, 5.
Okay, can you make it 30?
Okay, processing level is 30.
Much better. How about 40?
Okay, processor level is 40. That's 40.
Go back to 30, please.
Now we're back to 30.
Okay, I think that sounds the best to me. You can check with other people, but you sound really good now. FTDX10, it sounds really good. What's the microphone?
The microphone I'm using is just the original mic that came with the radio.
Well, it sounds really good. Okay, Dominique. So you're all set to go, and you can get some other feedback. But to me, just lock it. Kilo Echo 2, Charlie Bravo, Kilo 1, Delta Sierra Kilo, 73, my friend.
Hey, again, I appreciate the help. Much appreciated. Take care, 73.
All right, thank you, 73. Let's say, Ted, so when did you get your FTDX10?
I just have it for a few days. I've been watching, there's a gentleman on YouTube, N4N. You go, you'll see, I'm sure you've watched his videos already, recommended settings and all of that. Have you seen him?
No, I don't see many YouTube videos, only something. Audio, you have to set by ear. That's the best way. So can you tell me what your EQ1, EQ2, EQ3 settings are on the frequency, bandwidth, and level? Go ahead.
Okay, well, I have in the P, I have it set to 300, an EQ level of 10, with a bandwidth of 1.
Okay, go ahead. Read me the EQ 2 and 3.
For 1300 hertz, I have a bandwidth of 2 and a level of 10.
Okay, how about EQ 3?
At 2400 hertz, I have a level of 10 and a bandwidth of 1.
Okay, yeah. Maybe, how about the processing?
Processing is set to 16.
Okay, 16. Okay, let's do one thing. I don't know if you want to play with it for a few minutes. The EQ1, bring the level down to about 4 or 5.
Okay, I'm on level 10 now. I'm going to bring it down to 405. Okay, I'm on level 5 now. Any difference?
Oh yeah, big difference. Okay, and 1300, bring that to 5 also.
But I'm going there. What did you want me to do?
Bring it down to 5.
Okay, I am on 5 now. Any
Kilo
difference?
1 Delta Sierra Kilo standing by.
I'm on 5 now for EQ2. Any difference?
Yes. Okay. How about mic gain? What's your mic gain?
My mic gain is 37.
37. Okay. Talk a little.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay. How about the EQ1? Bring it to 3.
Okay, my EQ1 is now level 3. Any difference?
Oh, big difference. Okay, it's brightening up now. It's much, much clearer. I just want to check one more thing. There's something, okay, can you decrease the mic gain a little bit?
Okay, Mike, my gain is down from 37 to 25. Any difference?
Yes, I think it's much better. I think your compressor, they were running a little hot. Okay, one more try. The processing proc. I want to see, you said it's 15. I want to see what it sounds like 20 and what sounds like 25. Go ahead.
Say it again. What do you want me to do?
The processing. Increase the processing by 5, and then next time another 5.
Okay, I increased the processor from 16 to 21. This is 21 now.
Okay, and how close are you to microphone?
Probably about 2 inches.
Yeah, okay. So, on the mic gain, bring the mic gain down further.
I brought the mic gain down from 25 to 20. Any difference?
Yeah, I think you sound really good. So, you want to write these down, and you also know what your settings were in the beginning, and leave these down and play a little more, and I think it sounds really good here. Very punchy. When it's noisy band, it cuts through. You got much fuller audio, and spectrum is good. Some people may say it's sharp, but when it's noisy band, that's what you want. When you want low reg, you may want to change your EQ, but increase by 2 units. So between those two, you'll do well. Alpha 2, Charlie, Golf Charlie, Kilo 1, Delta Sierra Kilo.
Kilo 1, Delta Sierra Kilo, Alpha 2, Golf Charlie. Thank you for the help. I'm interested to see how I sound. You have anything to play it back?
No, I don't have at this time, but if I were on the other radio, I could have played that. No, I don't have. So what you can do is just check your monitor feature, and you can decrease the power to 5 watts on a free frequency, open frequency, and you can hear yourself.
Yes, I will do that. So you just ordered the DX10. How do you know about all of the settings?
Because I have a FTDX 3000 on all Yaesus. Have same menu settings. And that's why I asked you to increase and decrease those. Because they may change slightly depending on the microphone and the radio. But the EQ1, EQ2, EQ3 is in all Yaesus and the processing. The function is same functionality. Go ahead.
QSL, well, good luck on getting the radio. I'm sure you must be looking forward to getting it. How come you're getting it if you have the other Yaesu?
Well, it was like 2008 built, I got about 8 years ago. All the features are great, except the spectrum, the screen is so small, I can hardly see anything there. And the newer one has a little better features, and what I hear is better received. So I'll play with them and see which one I like, and after playing for a while, I'll decide which one to keep.
All right, well, thank you for the help. I'm interested to see how other people think I sound, because in the short time I've had the radio, based on the settings I put in from the YouTuber, they said I sounded good, so I'm curious what you folks know.
Well, that also remember, the audio is very subjective. If you ask 10 people, you'll get 10 opinions. And you can always change it back to you know what the setting was. So depending on the feedback, feel free to change it. By no means this is the final. But to me, this sounds good.
Well, thank I forgot, what's your location again?
I'm in northeastern Connecticut.
Weekend. Carlos fue allá, Orange County, Chopper, Orange County, la ciudad de Orange County.
We're a better.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Enjoy the radio.
And the one I'm a member of there in Dover, I think they're at the same place they've been at Brecknock Park, which is easily accessible and get in and out, and that's not a problem. Don't have to go out on the highway or anything. So anyway, there she is. Let me turn it back over to you, see how we're doing. 59, 5x9, just a hair over, not bending the needle. N3TCR, KC3OQ.
And that's fine with me. I'm glad to be in there. And let's see, with the 13 colonies, I'll send you the that log sheet at some point. Yeah, well, or try to get on there, see if your computer cooperates. You know, if you were on there really early, then maybe it's like you say, maybe it wasn't quite time yet, and I'll try to remember to send that to you, but if I forget, then not a big deal. And yeah, the inverter generator that just purrs right along. I guess that's the issue with some of those inverter generators, is it's not as straightforward to fix things as you might think. Fortunately, I bought a really cheap one, cheapest one I could find, and so it seems to be doing well. I find that I should take it out and use it on occasion, because I found that when I do that, then I guess all the gas and whatnot is wherever it needs to be, and it starts up pretty easily. But if I let it sit, or especially in the winter time, if I'm trying to start it, then I'm pulling and holy moly, it might be 30, 40, 50 times I got to pull that thing. Maybe even more. I'm not sure. I never counted, but it seems like you're just keep pulling it, and eventually it turns over. But there's no choke, well, there is a choke, but there's no there's no primer on there. So I guess if all the gas goes back to settles and everything, doesn't get into the carburetor, then maybe that's the issue. And yeah, the big generator, that's still down for maintenance. So I got the fair size repair bill for that, so I'm contemplating that and seeing about some options, talking to him about some options there. So it's not going to be fixed by field day, but maybe later this year I might get it fixed. I got to take care of some other stuff first, and fortunately the power around here is pretty stable. So it's like many things. I just kind of like to have everything working and fixed and everything operating at its full potential there. So that's where that is. And I forgot to mention earlier about the weather that today the high was 76. So it was a bit cooler than down your way. I wonder maybe it was a little cloudier today than up here than down your way. of course, stuck inside in the office all day long. I don't get out to check that very much. But yeah, right now it's about 70 degrees, and yeah, just beautiful out there. So yeah, it's a beautiful day, and seems like there was something else I was going to comment on, but can't remember what that is. I'm sure I'll remember for next time. Back to you, KC3OQ from N3TCR.
Comment. Go ahead, comment. Who we got?
Yeah, we got the W2AJR. Guys, we got a net that's going to start in about 10 minutes on 7272. Can I get you guys to slide down just one KC for us, if you could?
No, we're here every Monday night, 7270 until just 7 o'clock, and then we pull the plug. So we won't be here when your net starts, I don't think. This is KC3OQ. We'll move if you want us to.
Oh, that's okay. No, we're going to start at 7, so that's awesome, guys. Thanks.
Not a problem. That's okay. 7-3, have a great net.
Yeah, come on up and visit us if you get a chance. Moonlighters on 7272. Thanks, guys. W2AJR.
Your generator, you know, that big cat you have in the backyard is a big generator. Oh, my gosh. You could, if you wanted to part with it, I'll bet you could finance something really something. and still have your inverter to run your shack. I mean, that would be one thing you could do anyway. That's a big generator, man. My little generator needs exercising, like every generator. It needs exercising. It needs to be run once in a while. And last time I ran this was several months ago. And I put the gas on, put the choke on, and pull, and it doesn't start. And then I remember I'm supposed to turn the switch on because the switch hasn't been on all this pulling. So I get the switch on, and I finally get it started, and it runs like a champ. Not a problem. Runs good. I check the oil once in a while, and when I fuel it, I put gasoline stabilizer in my gas can so that I know there's stabilizer in it. But you know, you just got to do it. You've got to exercise the generator. Let me see. What else there was something else I was going to say too, and now I can't remember what it is. We have about 7 minutes. We'll turn it back over to you, Bill. Anything come up? N3TCR, KC3OQ.
No, I think that's the main topic there. And yeah, the generator. In working condition, it certainly might fetch a pretty penny to be able to finance the repair and then some. But you know, in inoperable condition, then it's you know, a little less valuable, let's say. But yeah. The inverter generator, it's what, a 2,000 watt, I think, something like that. So it would power a couple things. The main thing I'm interested in is being able to power the well pump. You know, that's what is that? 20 amps at 240 volts. So definitely want to be able to power that and some other stuff around here. So. Having that, you know, it's a luxury. You know, it's a 45 kW luxury right there, and I like having that just in case. You know, being able to, you know, the power's out in the neighborhood, and I can you know, take a hot shower and you know, run the ham radio and you know. Boil a pot of spaghetti on the stove and bake 2 cakes in the oven and set the